Hi everyone, my name is Gautam Gupta and I want to welcome you all to my YouTube channel, Universal Fundamentals. In this special video, I'm going to be giving my personal predictions regarding the future of Bitcoin's price from May of 2024 throughout May of 2026. Now, about a year and a half ago, I did my first Bitcoin YouTube video where I analyzed and predicted the price trend of Bitcoin for the years 2023 and part of 2024. After receiving so much positive and constructive feedback, I thought it would be a good idea to give another YouTube video where I gave my predictions for Bitcoin's price trend starting from May 2024 throughout May 2026. Now, keep in mind that no astrologer will be ever 100% accurate when giving their predictions. I don't expect my predictions to be spot on and 100% accurate. However, I do see some transits that I think will be instrumental to Bitcoin's price trend for the next 2 years, and I do want to share my personal insights. I am also leaving the last two videos that I did on Bitcoin. So if you're new to my channel, or you haven't seen those videos from the past, the links are below so you all can check them out to see which of my predictions and dates were accurate and which ones were not. Now, before I begin this discussion, I do want to invite everyone to please check out my website, universal-fundamentals.com, where you can learn more about me and what I do as a Vedic astrologer. You can also check out the various services that I offer. I will be leaving the links down below so you all can check that out in more detail. I also want to remind everyone that I do practice sidereal Vedic astrology and not Western tropical astrology. So with that being said, I first would like to show you the Bitcoin's white paper chart. This is the natal chart of Bitcoin as to when it was first created. And what I would like everyone to do, if possible, is to pause this video for a few seconds and take a screenshot of this, because this will be really helpful as I explain the transiting dates, and you can compare this to the natal chart to see what I'm talking about. Okay? And again, I will leave timestamps below so you can you can refer back to this slide if needed. But now I'm going to start discussing the transits of Bitcoin's future from May of 2024 throughout May of 2026. So the very first event that I see occurring right at the beginning of May of 2024 is that Jupiter will be entering the sign of Taurus, where it will remain from May 1st of 2024 all the way throughout May 14th of 2025. And this is going to be in the white paper chart's sixth house. And overall, this will be a positive transit from the sixth house because it will be aspecting the 10th house of reputation and social standing, the 12th house, as well as the second house of financial gains. Now, another event that I want you to be aware of is that on June 16th of 2024, the white paper chart will be changing its bookly sign from Jupiter to Saturn. You see, ever since March 12th of 2022, Bitcoin's white paper chart has been going through its Mercury Mahadasha and Jupiter Bhukti. But on June 16th of 2024, it is going to change to Mercury Mahadasha and Saturn Bhukti. And this will last until February 25th of 2027. This also means that the Bitcoin's white paper chart is ending its Mercury Mahadasha and it's getting ready to enter its Ketu Mahadasha. Now, the cycle from June 16th of 2024 throughout February 25th of 2027 will be significant because this will affect price trend of Bitcoin. And I just want to show you the cycle of Bitcoin right here in the next slide, because I think this is going to potentially slow down the growth of Bitcoin due to the fact that natal Saturn is 12th from natal Mercury. And whenever the Bhukti ruler goes 12th from the Mahadasha ruler, things tend to slow down quite a bit. Now, this doesn't mean that Bitcoin's trend will be negative throughout this whole cycle, because I do see some transits that will continue to uplift the price of Bitcoin. And I do want to take this opportunity to discuss some of these important dates. So as we progress the summer of 2024, I do see some transits that will be helpful for Bitcoin. As we approach the first 2 weeks of July, transiting Jupiter will be aspecting the natal moon at around 16 degrees of the Taurus and Scorpio axis. And Jupiter's aspect to the moon usually indicates expansion and growth. So I think this will be a favorable transit for Bitcoin's price. Now, the exact date when transiting Jupiter will aspect the natal moon is on July 8th, 2024. But do keep in mind that these events can happen a week or two before and after. So it's not necessary that it's going to be right on July 8th. It could be the first week of July or the second week of July. So this is something to keep in mind as I give you these dates. Okay. Then, as we fast forward to the first 2 weeks of August, I see that transiting Jupiter at around 20 to 22 degrees of Taurus will be trining natal Rahu 20 degrees of Capricorn, which is in the natal chart second house, and it will be aspecting natal Venus 22 degrees of Scorpio, which is in the 12th house of the natal chart. And this will be another favorable transit for Bitcoin's price that I want you to be aware of. And another thing I want to mention is that back in February of 2021, transiting Jupiter in Capricorn crossed natal Rahu in Capricorn. And this caused a huge increase in Bitcoin's price. So therefore, I do see potential for another rise as Jupiter in Taurus directly aspects natal Rahu in Capricorn. Now, furthermore, in the month of August, transiting Jupiter at around 22 degrees of Taurus will be trining the midheaven of the Whitepaper chart, which is at 22 degrees of Virgo. And this is another positive aspect which can really help elevate the price of Bitcoin in a positive direction. The exact date of this trine aspect will be on August 9th of 2024. But because transiting planets can trigger events within a 3-degree orb, I see the month of August being favorable for Bitcoin in general. Now, as we progress to the month of September of 2024, this is where I see things start to slow down regarding Bitcoin's price. On September 9th, to be exact, transiting Saturn in Aquarius will be casting its 10th aspect to natal Venus in the 12th house of Scorpio at 22 degrees. And because the Whitepaper chart will be in its Saturn Bhukti, this is going to be quite significant in Bitcoin's price being affected. So this is a time frame that I want you all to be aware of and be careful with. And because Saturn is a slow-moving planet, this transit will kind of affect Bitcoin's price trend till the end of 2024, as Saturn will turn direct towards the end of November at around 19 degrees of Aquarius. And remember, whenever a transiting planet affects a planet within a 3-degree orb, major events or triggers occur. Now, the good news is that as we approach the month of December, transiting Jupiter at around 20 to 22 degrees of Taurus will once again aspect natal Rahu at 20 degrees of Capricorn and natal Venus at 22 degrees of Scorpio. This will trigger some of the positive effects of the Whitepaper chart, and this can help price of Bitcoin increase. Another positive aspect that I see regarding Jupiter's transit is that it will once again trine the midheaven, which is at 22 degrees of Virgo. This will once again help elevate the price of Bitcoin in a positive direction. Now, the exact dates where I see these events occurring is that, first of all, on December 9th, this is when transiting Jupiter will trine the midheaven and aspect natal Venus. Then on December 20th, this is when transiting Jupiter will directly trine natal Rahu at 20 degrees of Capricorn. Okay? So this is something to keep in mind as we approach the end of 2024. Now, as we enter the year of 2025, we will have transiting Saturn 22 degrees of Aquarius, once again aspecting natal Venus at 22 degrees of Scorpio. And this will cause some temporary stress around Bitcoin's price which can be unfavorable. Remember that the white paper chart is going through its Saturn Bhukti, so this transit will be felt a lot stronger. So please keep this in mind as you monitor the price of Bitcoin during this time. And the exact date where I see transiting Saturn aspecting natal Venus will be January 17th, 2025. Now, as we fast forward towards the end of March of 2025, I do see some positive and favorable transits that will uplift the price of Bitcoin. Once again, on March 21st of 2025, transiting Jupiter 20 degrees of Taurus will, for the third and final time, trine natal Rahu 20 degrees of Capricorn. Okay. Then, on March 31st of 2025, transiting Jupiter 22 degrees of Taurus will once again trine the midheaven at 22 degrees of Virgo and natal Venus at 22 degrees of Scorpio. And the midheaven will be the 10th house and Venus will be in the 12th house natally. So with the combination of these transits during the last 2 weeks of March, I see a great increase in the price of Bitcoin during this time. So once again, please keep an eye out for these timeframes. Now, the first 2 weeks of May 2025 will be extremely significant and favorable for the price of Bitcoin. This is because transiting Jupiter, 29 degrees of Taurus, will be trining natal Mercury at 29 degrees of Virgo. And this is very significant because Mercury is the current Mahadasha ruling planet. And since a benefic transiting planet is activating this Mercury, this is really going to help and uplift the price of Bitcoin during this time. The exact date when Jupiter will trine natal Mercury is on May 13th of 2025. Now, some other significant events transit-wise that I want to mention for May 2025 is that on May 14th of 2025, transiting Jupiter will enter the sign of Gemini, where it will remain there until October 18th, 2025. Then it will re-enter the sign of Gemini on December 5th of 2025, where it will remain until June 1st of 2026. And throughout that time frame, transiting Jupiter will be in the 7th house of the white paper chart. Okay. Now, another significant event will occur on May 29th of 2025 is that transiting Rahu and Ketu will shift signs from Pisces and Virgo to Aquarius and Leo. And it will remain in these signs until November 25th, 2026. So with Jupiter being in Gemini and the nodes shifting to Aquarius and Leo, this is going to have a huge impact on Bitcoin's price. And one last thing I want to mention is that the nodes are going to shift into the 3 and 9 houses. So Rahu will be in the 3rd house of Aquarius, and Saturn will be, Ketu will be in the 9th house of Leo. Okay. So as we progress to the summer of 2025, I do see some big shifts occurring with Bitcoin's price. First off, around mid-July, transiting Jupiter 15 degrees of Gemini will be trining the natal Sun 15 degrees of Libra, and this will occur in the 11th house. And this is going to be an empowering transit regarding Bitcoin's price. Okay, so I do see a possible price increase during this time. Then, as we approach the last week of July 2025, throughout the first week of August of 2025, I do see transiting Jupiter at approximately 18 degrees, conjuncting the white paper chart's destiny point at 18 degrees of Gemini. This is another favorable transit which will really empower the price of Bitcoin. However, simultaneously, during the first week of August, transiting Ketu at 25 degrees of Leo will cross over natal Saturn 25 degrees of Leo, which is in the white paper chart's 9th house. And this is extremely telling as to what will occur with Bitcoin's price because it will be running its Saturn bookly. This will end up being a period of caution where there can be a decline in the price. However, Jupiter's positive transit at the same time can help offset some of the negativity. And the exact date where transiting Ketu will cross over natal Saturn will be on August 5th, 2025. Okay. Now, another important transit that I do want to mention is that towards the last week of August 2025, transiting Jupiter at 22 degrees of Gemini will oppose natal Jupiter at 22 degrees of Sagittarius, which is in the first house. And this will be another empowering transit for Bitcoin's price to possibly increase. However, as we approach the month of September, there will be a lunar eclipse on September 7th of 2025. And this is going to significantly influence Bitcoin's price trend. The lunar eclipse will be at around 21 degrees of Aquarius, which will be pretty close to natal Uranus, which is at 25 degrees of Aquarius in the third house. And it will be pretty close to the opposition of natal Saturn, which is at around 24 to 25 degrees of Leo. And because the bookly ruling planet Saturn is involved in this eclipse, there can be some upsets around Bitcoin's price. I do think the price of Bitcoin will decline around this time. Therefore, this is something to be mindful of. So these are the major transits that I see affecting the price of Bitcoin for the year 2025. I now want to start discussing the transits that will be affecting the price of Bitcoin from January of 2026 throughout May of 2026. So as we enter the year of 2026, transiting Jupiter at 25 degrees of Gemini will be trining natal Mars at 25 degrees of Libra. And this will occur during the first 2 to 3 weeks of January. And this is going to be a pretty positive transit where I see the price of Bitcoin doing pretty well. This can indicate an increase with Bitcoin's price. The exact date transiting Jupiter will trine natal Mars is on January 16th of 2026. Then, as we approach the first week of February of 2026, transiting Jupiter at 22 degrees of Gemini will once again aspect natal Jupiter at 22 degrees of Sagittarius, which will be in the first house. And this is another indicator of Bitcoin doing well regarding its price. The exact date transiting Jupiter will oppose natal Jupiter is on February 3rd of 2026. Then, as we progress to the first 2 weeks of April 2026, transiting Jupiter at 22 degrees of Gemini will once again oppose natal Jupiter 22 degrees of Sagittarius. And this will once again cause the price of Bitcoin to increase and do well. The exact date when this transit will occur is on April 15th of 2026. Then, once again, around the first week of May 2026, transiting Jupiter 25 degrees of Gemini will trine natal Mars at 25 degrees of Libra. The exact date that this transit will occur is on May 2nd, 2026. And this will be another period of growth and prosperity for Bitcoin's price. So this is what I wanted to cover regarding Bitcoin's future from May of 2024 throughout May of 2026. I hope you got something out of this. Once again, if you found this video to be useful, please give it a thumbs up by hitting the like button. Doing so will really help me out with the YouTube algorithm so this video can reach a vast audience. Also, if you're new to my channel and would like to see similar videos like this in the future, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on that bell notification. And if you would like to know more about me and what I do as a Vedic astrologer, then please check out my website, universal-fundamentals.com. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.